Hello, Twins fans. We're about 36 hours removed from the 40-man roster deadline. Let's look at what the Twins did, kind of react to that, and look at one name that the Twins could possibly add from a different organization. But before we get into that,
this is brought to you by Kraken Wax. Kraken Wax has been offering sports card entertainment since 2008. The Kraken Wax District page lists thousands of collectibles from hundreds of sellers covering a variety of sports and interests. Visit the Kraken Wax page today.
All right, let's dive in. So the Twins protected Emmanuel Rodriguez and Austin Martin from the Rule 5 draft in December, two guys that were complete locks. Their roster now sits at 38. Now, if you're wondering, like I did initially, why did they not protect two more names to get to 40? It's because those players would need to stay on the roster until spring training. So you can't just protect a player and then DFA him a month later. The only way to remove them from the roster would be via trade. And so the Twins didn't want to get to 40 men on the roster, because then to make any sort of a free agent move, they would either have to non-tender somebody like Kyle Farmer, or they would have to trade one of their 40-man roster players to make room. So while I was disappointed that Anthony Prado, Deshaun Kiersey Jr., or Alaric Soler weren't added to the roster, at the end of the day, it makes sense. And for me, the two names that I was particularly wanting to add to get to 40 were Prado and Kiersey. Prado has been successful at every level, including AAA last year, where he posted the third highest line drive rate in the International League. Great bat to ball skills, great feel for the plate. He had an OBP north of 400 last season, and he's extremely versatile, kind of like a Marwin Gonzalez type. Plays the infield, plays the outfield. Isn't great necessarily at any position, but that versatility is so valuable coming off the bench, and we know that the Twins value that versatility when you look at some of the options from their bench. I mean, look at the team last year. They had so many guys that could play different spots, and it allowed them to do all that pinch hitting and matchups and all that kind of good stuff. So was a little bit disappointed and surprised that he did not get added to the 40-man roster, but again, on the other hand, it makes sense. Deshaun Kiersey, a little bit of a smaller sample size in terms of his success, but really exploded last year and was an impact player for Wichita and for the Saints. And so I think those are two names that I would say likely, in my opinion, get stolen in the Rule 5 draft to another organization. At the very least, two guys that could be depth pieces for a team. The other name, Alaric Soler, again, he didn't stand out super great to me. So I wouldn't be surprised if he stays with the organization. Wouldn't be surprised if he does end up getting sniped from us just because of that upside there. But other than that, there's about 5 other names that were eligible for the Rule 5 draft for various reasons, whether it's because they struggled in 2023, they're just not really prospect status. Like Michael Hellman is 27 years old, just not really much of a prospect at that point, or they're far away. Jose Salas, he's still in high A. That's pretty far from Major League Baseball, where he probably isn't going to get drafted in the Rule 5 draft, so probably didn't need to be protected. But one name that from another organization that really stands out to me and kind of everybody else is Cal Quantrill with the Cleveland Guardians. He was DFA'd after really struggling in 2023, but he has a really good body of work leading up to last season. And so I would love for the Twins to take a chance on him. Right now, they would have to trade for him if they wanted to acquire him, but in the next day or so, he will then be put onto waivers, and I would almost guarantee that somebody is going to take a chance on him. Again, he was a very effective pitcher from like 2021 and 2022, and then just got knocked around and struggled in 2023. Now, of course, we are talking about the Guardians, who are known for developing pitching. So if they can't fix him, or if he struggled with them, then is he going to be able to rebound from last season, especially since they DFA'd him? They clearly don't think he can. But I'm willing to bet on the Twins organization, who has turned into a pretty good pitching development organization themselves, to see just what he has. They have an opening spot in their starting rotation. Not to play into the cheap pull ads, but he would be a cheap addition that could come with some decent upside. if he can rebound from 2023. So that would be probably one of the only names of all the players that weren't protected or DFA'd on Tuesday that I would be interested in the Twins pursuing. What were your thoughts on the roster? Did you want to see Prado, Soler, Kiersey, or somebody else protected from the 40-man roster? Let me know in the comments on Twins Daily on Twitter at Lenzy2108 or Musings from Twins Territory on YouTube.
My Crack and Wax District listing of the week is this 2023 Topps Archive Triple Team Break, where you can get the Twins for $24.99 plus 2 other teams in the break. And if you use Lenzy11, you can get $5 off your first order, making this $19.99 for the Minnesota Twins. Head to the district right now to check it out.